Hello everyone. It's been quite a while since the last time I recorded, so I'm going to explain everything I've did in the meanwhile. But one thing I have to say immediately is that I was not able to clone my Super Crystal MAM. The game would hang up forever. So we're starting the recording right at the moment where most of the jobs are done. This is the only last piece remaining, and that one is actually the last piece that remains. And in the meanwhile, we also finished this final piece, unlock. The vortex is operating at levels we didn't think were possible. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Okay, we got some credits and stuff, and I guess we also get the license, right? Complete all milestones to claim yours. Not everyone gets one after all. Let's claim it. The game doesn't respond. I tried to claim it, but the game's hanging. Yeah. Let's be patient. Okay. It's about to save as well, so let's be patient. Congrats, you are now the proud owner of a classic hard license. Keep optimizing your factory, push your operator level higher, and try a different game mode. Scenario completed. So, let's wait for the save to finish. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, let's wait for the last job to be done. Operator level, we get access to this one. Okay, right now we're in the 0.026% most advanced in the world. To be noted, I think this session we're going to finish this one. We're going to finish the last job, so it's done. After that, the crystal machine, I will test it against the generic shapes, these ones. All right. So we'll see how it works, and in the meanwhile, we're going to build machines dedicated to the missing milestones shapes, so that we push the operator level to the level where it starts to slow down. They say this one is highly effective, but it's kind of similar to the previous ones. Basically, what they mean by effective is because this one we need, like this one, 3.75 million at level 40, and this one is only half of the ships, and this one is even less, even we higher in level, and this one will probably be around 1 million at 40. So that's why it's highly interesting. But in the end, we'll still reach some point where the only way to increase the level is to just keep making a machine capable of making these. Okay. But like I said, our goal now is to test the MAM against the crystals. So So I don't know if I should switch now or wait a bit so we get extra. No, let's just switch now. So before, let's see, a lot of things changed since the last time. Come on. And I feel that with OBS now it's kind of okay. So now let's plug an automatic. So some machines were retired. Up. No, that's not the right frequency. We're gonna go for the operator shape 1, which is crystal, including crystals. So now is the real test against our MAM. In the meanwhile, we're gonna optimize the, like I said, make the milestone shapes, like some dedicated machines for it. And that's it. As for this one, as far as I see, I don't see the shape being very complicated, I'd say. I'm talking about the generic shape. Where is it? This one. So this one, the challenge is basically to... Oh, this one is interesting. The challenge of this one, typically, if you use the MAM for crystal for this one, would be... Would it pass? Yeah, it would pass because our machine can detect the absence of crystal. Yeah, but anyway. Okay. All the other ones continue. We just need to build a specific machine for the last 3 shapes. And yeah, and wait for this one to be tested. We do know that there's some cases where our MAM crystal doesn't work. Including one type is the kind of when you have a pin under a layer of shapes, or I mean a layer that is not crystal, and that there is no crystal over that pin, that is gonna try to push in the wind. It's gonna try to push a pin under something that should, like, how can I say? So it's kind of a specific case where we have to add more logic at the. We need to add more logic at the part that adds the hat. What I call the hat is any number of layers that is only and entirely made of shapes or pins, and that is on the top. Okay, so that one we can make it, so it, by using the hat, we have a way of fighting against the holes made of stacking up. Okay, and the holes made of crystal is one of the cases we don't treat with the MAM right now. And yes, what I meant is that if there is a shape, let's see, let's just a minute. Easiest is just to explain a cases that our machine cannot handle. So typically it would be zero, and then so this is a layer of shapes. Something like this. Oh, what? Pin. Crystal red, crystal red, crystal red. On top of it, another pin. See you. This one it understands, right? Okay. All right. So what I meant is yeah, typically just replace that pin by a CU. It's sad to say, but this one's gonna fail. And why, as simple as it looks, why is it going to fail? Is because our machine is gonna detect that the upper layer is full of shapes and does not contain any crystal, so it's considered to be a hat. And for the first layer, the bottom layer is gonna be done by corner. And when we're gonna detect if we're supposed to stack or we're supposed to push up, then it's supposed to be a pre-pin because it's at the bottom. So we validate the fact that let me see. We, in terms of corner, what it's gonna do is on top of it there's how can I say, it's a pre-pin, so we keep it for later. And then what's going to happen is that the three red ones are going to be made, and then unfortunately that corner we will try to push up, and then it's gonna fail because the shape at the top is actually being added later. So we could have something very tricky, you know, something like this by let me see. Where's the pin again? The pin is at the first, so it's like this. Okay, let's wait a minute for the safe to arrive. The shape can be simple and very complicated for the machine to handle. So it's really, there's some cases that's not gonna be handled well. I'm going to explain why it's not so trivial the fix about the pin, because we could say, okay, then when we're on the top layer, maybe we should just detect if there's a crystal there, and then we said that the pin should be stacked. That is the right way of doing. But let's say I think this one, let's put like this. No, one. This one. So you see this shape? This shape is pretty tricky as well, because if you want to do the hole there, then it needs to be stacked. All right. Can you do it with the? Can you do it with the cutting crystal? No, you can't. I don't think so. Because if you try to cut crystals, it's in being carried by a crystal. You cannot do that. So, this case, this area needs to be carried by either this side or that side, and this is why I always try to add the hat to stack whatever I can stack on the top. Okay, so so the good way to resolve this would be to when we're treating corners, we need to check the next one, like the one under, and if it's a pin, then we consider that it should be stacked, right? That the pin should be stacked, right? That would be the good way of doing. But then the shape that we're making is still a hat. We still need to keep all the other pieces, so we need to let this one pass through. Maybe if we encounter a shape during this session that have this particular case, we're gonna consider about it. But yeah, you understood. So I'm going to bring you to the map, so it's easier to see. Probably. Let's leave it where it is. Okay. Let's see. So yes, it's around. You remember this? This is the top layer, second layer, third layer, and bottom layer. Okay, from up to bottom. Okay, 4 layers total. Okay, so in this one is how we would handle the. Let me see. It's not here. It's here. Okay, so this is where we test the type of shapes that we need. And so after that, we go to the first check. And the first check is actually to see if there's any crystal inside the current shape. That is the information that we send here and that they're all analyzing here. And so if there's a crystal in the current layer, then the shape cannot be stacked, okay? But so we should come with an extra condition here that says that if missing because this is the overflow and this is particular to one corner, it would not be so complicated to handle actually. So basically we would just need to have a link between, I mean, not so complicated. The program is too slow right now, so I don't believe I can implement it, but yes, basically is linking this one to that one, this one to that one, this one to that one, etc. And the same would be, so if we don't want to link it, then we need an information about the position and we need to analyze the layer under the one we are right now. Okay, so that would also be possible with not too many steps, I believe. And then we would know if there's a pin or not. If there's a pin, then we don't, it's probably easier this way to just copy paste the logic instead of linking physically, because the shape's available everywhere. And there's one thing that we know for sure is that this is the top layer, and anything after that is going to be more bottom layers. Another thing that I consider about the pin, is the fact that so that just let the shape pass through, right? It's still considered a pre-pin, so it's gonna be stacked. And if it's stacked, how do we handle crystals? Because it means that you remember that the crystals, we detect the height of the shape, so we know how high we need to fill the shape. And the problem is that if we stack the pin when we consider it to be a pre-pin, because there's the problem of pre-pinning a hat that is, then how can I say, the shape's already there, and what we're filling depends if the pre-pin was used or not. So it's not only work here. Work here is only about letting the shape pass. But so this logic needs to be duplicated lower at the pin logic to tell the pin, not exactly at the pin logic, at the height logic, to say that the number of pre-pin is going to be less. Or we could also put it at the logic of the corner itself. Both are possible. Okay, so let me present you the changes that I've done so far. First of all, I've removed you remember that the trade station work for all the lanes, so there's the logic that I implemented originally and then that I bypassed from laziness and then that I re-implement now is basically the fact that normally for what it comes for the trade station, we should only need how can I say, one pipeline, and then we can just do like we did with the other layers. And I was very satisfied with the cleanness of having 3 machines and moving layer down as we move forward. So I've deleted everything that was here and here and here. The only crystal machine is this one. Okay, I was never able to duplicate it a second time. And I've moved all the logic. So let me explain one thing first. Is the machine itself has been replaced on the very long areas with trains. Everything works with trains, okay? And the good thing with trains is that, yeah, it's very fast, it can be stacked, and it cleans as well the number of lanes that we need. And yeah, the final sum is being made here. And so especially all the lanes down that are very far are much better handled by trains. The problem with trains is that you have no way of managing the stock of packages you have, or no way, I mean, not really. How can I say? You remember we had some solutions to smooth out. I have it on the other machines. Yes, this. So this one's logic is to say, all right, the maximum we can have at a time is, how can I say, everything that is more than 4 belts at a time is going to offload to trash bins. And the reason why we have this one is because when we're not using components, they're going to add up in here, and we really don't want them, like, it's going to take 4 times more time to get your new shape to arrive here. So that is why I add a filter. But whenever we use train, everything changes because we're making packages, and as soon as the package arrives, it just gets kicked out of the like at full speed on the belt. And if you use this kind of filter after your train has arrived, then you're just trashing 75% of your material because the belt runs at full speed. So we can think of a way of delaying, of course, the packages, so only one line at a time is going to arrive. We can, you know, we can think of how can I say, it's even worse when I'm going to explain one thing as well. You know that most of our overflow solutions that we implemented are based on presence on the belt detection. So this one, so the stacker is an optional stacker, and whenever boss belt doesn't bring anything, it's gonna let the belt that has things on it pass through. So that's a very powerful component, but there's one caveat, is that we need to be sure that there's enough element passing on the belt. And when we use train, we're gonna have bursts of elements passing through. That's only true if we don't print fast enough elements, okay? So we're gonna have burst and then emptiness. And then if trains, and it's the case, are desynchronized, then we're gonna have problems with, good job with the last job. It's all done now. We're gonna have problems because sometimes it's burst and ending up like not being stacked, and the other one arrive and is ending up not being stacked, and then in the end, how do we solve that? I solve that by the original, how can I say, decisions that I made. The machine is running 4 full belts, so the machine needs to be running 4 full belts. We already have double power for the crystallization, so that we're sure that we print crystal at full speed. Okay, so the ink here is enough, is sufficient. The thing that I was struggling with, that I could be struggling with in my machine, is first the corners that I'm using for printing. So I mean the molds, so 1 layer 1, 2 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers, okay, for my molds. So that's the first thing that I'm not really accurately checking right now. But the pipes are very long, so on crystals that we need to make, I'm expecting that we should not have too much how can I say, issues with that, and otherwise we can just add extra shapes there and reinforce it. But the real problem that I had is actually from the trade stations. And so I had to rebuild the trade station because I really had just few elements passing through for the final shape, for this one. So I've just reversed counted what needed to be done, and at the same time I've created elements that are able to process the 3 lanes at the same time. So not the elements itself, but the 3 of them handling each one of them handling a different layer. For this one it's been changed, and for this one I'm just moving down the layer and then the layer back up, you see, so to be sure that we have enough elements. So a very fast check about how do we design the TradeStation to make sure that it's saturated and all the lanes have enough elements so that our machine is not going to have desynchronized stacking, desynchronized swapping and everything. Okay. First of all, this one is building this shape, okay? And this shape outputs actually 2 lanes, a full white and a full black, okay? It needs to be a full lane, how can I say? It needs to be a flooded lane because we need to fill 4 components, 4 corners, okay, in a critical case. So just before I start, I could also have added some kind of wagons here to store the elements so that they get poured out whenever there is really an excess of elements being required. Okay, that could very be, yeah, a good solution for many people who are going to do it. If you don't want to make it too complicated, especially since the shapes are going to be very different from each other, then you could consider just stacking your shapes inside wagons. And so whenever, yeah, you understood how it works. Let's wait for the save to finish. All right, so to get our 2 final shapes, lanes, these 2, we need 2 saturated lanes of this shape, because in the end, when we cut all of this, we get 1 saturated half shape and 1 saturated half black shape, okay? So half white, half black. But if we need to make a saturated belt of the final shape like this, we need to duplicate this station. That's the only TradeStation that needs to be duplicated. All right. So as for this, because it's duplicated, the good thing is for these 2, 1 black and 1 white is okay. Like 1 saturated of white and 1 saturated of black is okay, because this one's taking half and this one's taking half, okay? So this way we're already good and it's easy enough. This one's role is basically just to cut on all the, how can I say, at 4 belts, 4 times the belt speed, and on the 3 layers. Okay, that's the goal of these elements. So after that, the saturated shape outputs a saturated half shape here and a saturated half shape here. It's duplicated here, remember? So what goes out is double the quantity, but there's the space on the belt here because it's been divided here. All right. So now we have the black and the white. They have very different behavior. The black and the white, they are going to take half orange, half purple, half teal, okay? And considering something. Maybe I made a calculation mistake. So probably. I think I made a calculation mistake. I didn't need so many like this. I could have used this one, reused this one instead. Okay. Anyway, for the white one is the RGB colors. So for the white one, we just need it's halves, okay? So we're going to use half of an RGB, saturated RGB belt, okay? And we also want the black and the white one, the black and the white one to stand alone, to have their own lane saturated. So this RGB is going to be used as well here, okay? It's going to be used here as well, so that yes, so the white, these two, so with these RGB we're able to do two whites, okay? One that's going to be used for the final one, and one that is going to be used for the standalone belts. Now it's a bit more complicated about black one, and when I think about it, I don't remember why. Because this is using half shapes, and so in a way what sounds fishy to me is that this one we can still use half shapes here, is probably blocked here. We could probably but what would we do? What would we use it for in the end? Because in the end, these three colors, they're only gonna be used for the black here, but also to stand alone. But I have a third one. Let me see. What I feel surprised is that one of this is capable of staining the two blacks for sure. This is cutting the RGB shapes to the maximum. So a saturated belt, fully cut, needs two of these ones. Okay, so because it handles 4 times the speed of the belt, of a physical belt. But this one, as you can see, only gets 1 time. This one gets 1 time, yes, but it's because the shapes are being used there. So we have 6 as well. What I feel a bit strange. Wait, yeah, we have a third one that stands alone. I believe that indeed I did not need that part. Let's cut it. Let's get rid of it. Because I remember in my mind saying that the black requires a full, but actually it doesn't require a full it doesn't require full mixed colors, magenta, teal, etc. It requires a full. But in the end, maybe when I did my first calculation, I thought they were using the same color in different orders. That is why. So now we get to decide which one we want to get rid of. This one. So I guess we're going to get rid of the one that's this one. And instead, we're going to plug this one. And then this one. And finally, this one. So with this one, we're able to sustain 2 black machines, 2 times 8. One is going to be used as standalone, and the other one is stoichiometrically feeding these ones. What happened? What is that exactly? Yeah, okay, it works. Okay, it was just slow. Okay. And so it means this one is supposed to be trashed. Same here. Just like that. Could move these 6 down so that it would take less horizontal space. Alright, so we have the two exits here, I think. So this one would be here. Just continue the pattern actually. Okay, this one's connected. I think, maybe not. Let's see. So this is red, not at all. What? This is green. This one's green. Okay. This one comes from up there. This is blue, correct? Then we need red. Bring red there. That's one red. Where do we put the second red? This one's red. Just missing green and blue. That's green. And that's blue. So we're getting blue and green. See red. Let's wait for a while to see where it goes. No, not the save again. So we need 4 trains that contain 4 how can I say, each one of these train is going to bring a fully saturated triple layer. Okay, so basically it's 4 different dig sites. We could also like do this around like transform the, especially for shapes like the mixed shapes, like which one is it, the magenta, cyan, and yes. Just in time. So we could do this thing like directly around the mining site, because this one is typically using all the shapes in just one shot. If you want to do that, you need to use all the lanes, everything transformed, because one of your shapes is gonna be used entirely in 2 different colors, eventually ending up into 1 lane, transforming into making 1 lane. Okay, we could, but I find it a lot cleaner to bring the RGB just all the way and handle everything on here, basically. What's up with magenta? What happened to you, brother? Maybe just no shape yet. Let's be patient, they all look like out of shapes. Ah, there, it's arriving. And so I've also added different trains. I'm going to show you a dig site. Where is it? Here. It's one of the dig sites. So a dig site is basically the 3 colors. The 3 colors, and then the transformer that we know already to saturate the 3 lanes, the 3 layers for the 3 colors, and then each color is entering packages there. And then for each, I changed the stop to wait, so that the train doesn't go empty-handed, because we don't bring back things or whatever. And then I've added 5 different colors, so we get 5 trains on the same. And when you zoom in, you can see the different colors going on. So originally I tried to have a different destination, how can I say here, you know, I wanted to have only one rail, and then all the red train go here, all the green train go here, all the blue train go here, all the white train went here. But the problem I faced is that the train were getting lost. They never returned to the right base on the way back. They all ended up stacking in the same base at some point, or blocking behind other bases. So I've decided to isolate they all have a dedicated rail, basically. Let's be patient, it's gonna arrive soon, because we deleted this, so we have no backup package. But eventually it will work. This one left because it's saturated. This one, packages are arriving. This shape still hasn't been done. Even if we mess up a bit with the crystal, there's no reason for this to not to be done. Is there any reason for this not to be finished? Let's see the different corners from the beginning. This we have, yes, that's correct. One of the corners is empty. And where is that? This is the bottom right corner that is empty. How can it be empty since it's just a star? I didn't cut the star by accident. Oh. Aye. Okay. No worries. It'll be solved soon. Okay, what else can I present to you? What else have I done? So I built, I was able to copy this one, which is basically this one. So as long as I don't have all the complexity of all the, I've like cleaned up. I will provide all these blueprints when I'm done with this game that I used. So all of this, you remember, I have a lot of connections. I've cleaned up all the connection one by one. I've moved the corner related information from right to left so that everything flows from left to right when it comes to signal all the way to this one. I've removed what I could remove in terms of signal, but I was not able to accelerate just, how can I say, the game runs, but that's all. And yeah, like I said, I don't believe that it can face the pin issue that I thought about. Let's see, what else have I done? Most of the shape I did it by hand whenever there is crystal. I mean, I'm talking about the jobs. So I just let the machine provide the good shapes to me. And then I just fill the gaps using the same components I use in the crystal area. So I just have like the 4 different molds, and I can decide with the digit there to say that I want a mold from level 2, and I just fill whatever space there. I get the corner, I just join the corner, I add whatever is addable. So I think making a shape, any kind of shape, would take about 10 minutes maximum to adapt. Of course, not as powerful as a MAM, but it's better than nothing. I keep it here. This one is capable of doing black, white, everything. So eventually I wanted this one to transform into making one of the final shapes, especially the one that can do black and white. Let me see the shapes. Maybe this one is only mixed colors. So I believe that this machine is good for this one, because if I cut the, how can I say? So you know, for the refined shapes, I can just cut. You remember the old school style? So the old school style was something a bit dirty with machines next to it. So is this one, and it went all the way to doing black shapes, which we're not gonna do now. Which I'm going to maybe save this machine before we start modifying, altering it for the end game. How to call this one? Okay. I'm going to call it in term. And I'm gonna call it MAM. MAM, dirty, refined, black, white. You really want to be careful when you press that save button, because if you move at the same time as you save, it's gonna put the machine down, and then you're doomed because it's gonna take a few minutes for it to update. So let's remove any unnecessary work. The target again is see, this one black, this one's mixed. Just want to see if there's no other solution. Because this one is still black capable right now, so it's not very powerful. It's still double black, and it can still produce the shade, the black shape. But okay, the other black shape. This one is the general. This one is at the bottom. Faster. Okay. The only one that I need to do is this one, and we need to customize a machine for this one. Okay, I think I will move the current makers for this one and this one around the one that I just made. And these two are gonna be handled next to the crystal maker. That's probably the smartest. In any case, if we target this one, we only need blue. I mean the RGB. This one's gonna only need mixed. Okay. So bye bye all this. Only one doable is orange. Okay. We don't need to split these ones. So we have two trains coming in one here. One is gonna be handling the mix, and the other one, as you can see, that is why I don't want to touch this, is because we're having saturated lanes for these two, for this one and for the main ones. And so these three, we're going to forward them to the left so that we can have another machine like this capable of handling it. I'm going to duplicate it to the left. Let's clean up a bit all this. That was before I used trains. Ah, no. This one's still being used. The target of this one is gonna be this one. So we need a shape of 3, that's all. Shape of 3 is this one. Let's bring it there. I think this one is the 1001. Let's change the shape. You're gonna be responsible for this one. Okay, I put it now so that eventually it gets slowly the right components. So we check later how to fix this. And then Move this one out of the way. Just again. It's going to take a few minutes to pass, so I'm going to take a break now. Well, in the end, it only took very little time. About 2 minutes. I believe that like we have exponential issue with this one, the way that signal connect with each other. Eventually, maybe it would be good if there was an improvement there. This one's gonna be 1002. Go on. But it did increase the save lengths. As long as it doesn't crash, it's fine with me. Look at the command center. And the shape that's gonna handle is gonna be this one. We're already making it here, but this one's gonna be changed to this one. Here. And in the end, the final one will be changed to the rocket. Yep. So let's customize these two, then we're gonna go for these two. Back to where we were. Let's connect things. No need to be too greedy. We're in the end game. Just connect the dots. To be noted that we could expand to one more, and maybe one day we will, if there's some custom crystal our machine can handle. But I don't think I'm gonna push it. If I could reach a level, what I say, operator level, so that is 0.001%, like 1% out of 100,000. 1% is, this is 1 per 1,000. This is 1 per 10,000, right? Yes. Okay. 1 per 10,000. Connect the dots here as well. Only the orange matters. The other ones are not available in this machine. But wait, they are here, but they need to be transferred. Where's the transfer? It's the big transfer, actually. This one. that ship there? I'm still gonna transfer the 5 colors even if we know that we're only gonna use 3 of them on this machine. Come on. Oh, come on. Here. Oh, this one doesn't have any crystal. So normally, if everything's connected, everything is done. This is the next one we need to be doing. I was sending the PCs. Yep. Pink, pink, teal. Pink, pink, teal, correct. And then we have orange, orange, teal. Lacking orange. No, it's not this machine that sends it, it's this one. Okay, orange, orange, teal, pink, pink, teal. Perfect. The color needs to be we need to color in red. Okay. And the red color is going to be the second corner. But so the second corner each time. So it's going to be this one, this one. That should be enough paint to color whatever we need to color. Let's clean up a bit all this mess. Did the right shape, correct. Remove the bypass. We do not need several, I think. one should be enough. Can put two, no problem. Okay. So we got the color from the crystal, for the crystal. It's really trivial. This shape is really trivial. 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 So this component is capable of choosing which one we want to use, but since we know it's third, I could just put it inside directly. And actually I will. But you know what? I still like to keep copies of thing components that I built, so just in case. That's the third. There's nothing going in. So after that, we're gonna get a corner that's on the top right of layer 3. And the only thing we need to do afterwards, there's 2 layers. The 2 layers will have been prepared. Will have been prepared by now, and they will go out here. And now I need only revert this one, flip. This one is the thing that's gonna be added. And yeah. Just need to rotate. So this one's gonna be on the top right. So we need to rotate counterclockwise. This one. And then we sheep. Okay. Are they changing slowly? Well, I'm not getting the right colors. Yeah, I'm getting the right colors. One of them will carry pins. The top one will have a pin, and I really don't. Ah, okay, okay. No, there's 3 layers. Wait. It's not here. This one goes here. Yeah, the final layer is still. But actually, this one's just gonna send pins, if I'm not mistaken. 1 pin somewhere. We're not interested in it. So the second layer is gonna send a pin as well at some point that we want to intercept. Because we're gonna... The pin is okay if we don't use a mold. But if we use a mold, the pin is gonna be stacked, taking some space when we want to swap things. When I add, I want an empty corner there because I'm stacking. If I was swapping, the pin would be fine because I would get rid of the pin. Okay, again, orange, and teal normally. Let's give it some rest and have a look again soon. Okay, in the meanwhile, What is your job, my friend? Wow. So slow. I have not optimized this part. So your job is probably the intermediate. Yeah, okay. It's that one. Correct. Oh, bro, why is it so slow? Okay. This one's rather easy. Dig side. Perfect. Exactly what I needed. Okay. Missing lane 2 and 3. Oh. Looks like something broke. Room input there. Ay, ay. Hopefully this time it's gonna be okay. Okay. Let's get back to our two previous machines. So I said that this one's probably okay by itself. Or is it? Where's my brew shard? It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. No problem. Okay, we get back soon. See this one. Have red color. Looks okay to me. The pins, I stopped them from arriving. This one is layer. I stopped the pins, right? Still being stacked, but it's gonna be removed soon. Let's consider it's not there. Get stacked over it, correct? There's some shitty pin there, doesn't matter. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So we get a level 3 top right corner. And we're gonna stack over it something that's really rotated counterclockwise. It looks okay to me. See, back to this one. Okay. It's gonna take a lot of time to cascade all the way, probably 10-15 minutes to arrive to the end machine. Okay. Maybe we can consider the final shape. So this one is basically the final shape is very efficient. So we want to max the production. There's an old machine there that's running. Even this one is more recent. So the old machine doesn't have the capability to transmit extra ink. We need to slightly change it. It's okay. It's just this, and this. Override. This way we get boosted throughput for the crystallization, because we need a lot of white. And if we build each corner separately, then we need that extra juice. Let's clean up a bit messy. Can keep that component. Let's reset it. How it used to be. Okay. So nope, that's not how it is supposed to be. I'm gonna put the save every 10 minutes. It's too tiring. We lose 1 minute every 5 minutes. Come on. Settings. Auto save every 10 minutes. Keep this component. Trash this. Okay. So the two first layers will be done automatically. And they will be stacked. And then we need white paint taken from the third layer. And fourth layer. Third layer, 2, 4, 3, 1. Third layer, 2, 4. And the first one here. So we get all the white available so that we can work with it. I need shapes level 1. That's all the shapes we're gonna need. Okay. Come on. Shapes level 1. Then we're gonna have another one, exactly the same. Take the second paint. Bring the shape level 1 as well. One of them will be the top left, top right corner, and another one gonna have the top right, bottom left we're interested in. We paint here. After we paint, I will add a stacker. A pin pusher, sorry. Then we vertically cut. The other side is not gonna go to the trash. We want the same, a rotation plus cut. No need to make it too complex. And it's so obvious. The game is already slow. Continue like this. It's gonna be a nightmare. So what do we get here? Pins. So I don't want the pin. I don't want that pin as well. Layer under, yeah, should be something like that. It's coming slowly. Form. Okay, I see the two first layers are successful. All we'll need after that is this. Flipped. Let's see, what do we get? I will get the bottom right here. And here we get the top left. I don't know if the trash bin is at the bottom or the right thing. I'm guessing it's at the top. Sorry, the trash bin needs to be at the bottom. Let's be sure. Yep. So after that, swapper. Yeah, it's correct. We're gonna get the top part. So we need to rotate it to the left. Hmm? Top left, right? Huh? And maybe apply a rotation. Ah, no. It's a pass-through. Okay, and then this one rotate to the left. And we need another swapper. This one is top right at the end of the day. Let's wait a bit so we don't have to return immediately. Okay. So when it enters the next one, it's going to be turned to the left. So on the left side, and this one being on the top right, it's going to take this space. So this one, we need to be rotated to the left. To follow the other rotation. Still haven't done. It took a while, but we got it. Our first crystal auto shape. Let's get back in a minute. Okay, let's check this one again. This one I didn't even start it, I think. I was waiting for everything to run. Let's confirm this one is working. Nearly. Is it passing through the filter? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah. That's what I want. And yes, since we're here, let's check about is the belt saturated? I think the belt is saturated. So that's it for this shape. Let's wait until it stabilizes, but I believe it's done. Yep. Ah. Okay. Just an impression. So, this one is done. This one was automatic, so it's probably working already. Okay. Nothing to do here. Anyway, it passes the filter, so the shape's fine. Okay. Only the last two milestones remain. Come on. Maybe I should put it every hour for the save. checking if I see any problem with this shape. Oop. A black crystal. I think it's a black crystal, right? No, uncolored crystal? Uncolored crystal? It's possible to create an uncolored? Oh, okay. I'll try to find out how. So I'm gonna be blocked in already at shape number 2. It's really not a big deal now to how to get uncolored. Black and white, maybe? I think maybe black and white, yeah? Or black and black? Uncolored crystal. So you have a color that is uncolored. Okay, I'll try to find out. Uncolored crystal. Okay, so this one starts to validate. Shape multiplier, soon we can get to 9. Okay. So it looks good. I think it's successful already. Okay, let's switch to the other one. Everything starts to arrive already. So this one, I think I have a source of 1s, right? And 2 probably. Okay. So the pins and so first we have black and black. Where's my black and black? What happened here? Black. Black and black. Okay. Wow. It's just starting to arrive. Took a lot of time to cascade. So black and black here. Alright. The next layer is gonna be white and pin. We're gonna bypass the pins. I think. Where is it? Where's the shape? Yeah, because these pins are I'm gonna block it here and here. Cleaner. These pins are for the crystal. But since there is a prepin, we cannot color the crystal this way. All right. After that, we get 4 pins. The pins we're gonna keep are the second and fourth. Only 3 layers. So second and fourth. And here is where we're gonna stack. So after that we need blue, which is 1 and 3. The 3rd layer. This one and this one. that's blue, and then the green is gonna be the same, huh? If I'm not mistaken, first and third. Okay. So now we get the shape at the bottom. I'm going to take that one. So we need the shape 1, which is here. Shape 1. There's nothing under. Bring the liquid. And it's very similar to what we did in the other, in the final one. So maybe I should take again what I did. Okay. And so we get the layer 1. It's just we want to keep boss. And then we're gonna need the layer 1 again. Actually, use that one instead. After that we need a layer 2. So same. This time we put the layer 2 in. And the second color. Actually, after we paint, no need. Just bring it here. Add a stacker. In the stacker we add no need for any rotation. We add one layer and then we go straight to painting. first die, yes. We get the two pieces, and eventually we use a swapper to bring them together again. What's that? My second color. Quick and dirty now. Just make things work. Okay, that's a good beginning. Pass it through. Get stacked over by some extra to add an extra layer so that we can paint it. I'm capped, right? Full speed. Okay. Then eventually the only thing we need is to stack this one on top of this one. We'll see if we need a rotation. Let's see about this one, by the way. Pins. Why pins? Pins. Ah. To get rid of this. The white of pins. But I broke them. And we're gonna have the black soon. Yes, okay. Slowly being done. Just come back later. Let's see how our final shape. Does it pass the filter? Nope. What happens? This doesn't pass the filter? Maybe slightly too early. It's gonna pass it soon, I think. What are those pins? We don't need any pin, bro. Is there any need for rotation here? But anyway, just keep it for if one day I customize it. It's correct, right? Not this one. Something's missing. The tail? We're missing a white tail. Where's my tail? It's supposed to be made here. That's the white. Ah, okay. Wow. It's barely being made. Arriving at fast pace now. Okay. So it's gonna stabilize and work. Okay, back to this one. What do we get now? Blue. Okay. I like what I see. There's no pin, right? It's fine. So it's gonna be bottom right and then rotated. It's too slow. All right. During that time, maybe we can talk a bit about crystals. I don't think if I talked about it last time. So for fixing the issue where there needs to be a shape over a pin, so it's rather straightforward. If you have the patience, you can probably fix it. Like I said, I mean, where we have a shape of a layer that is like we have a pre-pin like on the floor, and then we have a shape over it. That's the one I showed earlier. It's still here somewhere. This one, right? So if you remember well, this one was a problem. I'm talking about this one. So our system will not be able to delay the pin. You cannot actually delay pin push here unless you handle the top as a quarter. Okay, so either you throw it as a pin and then you throw the shape over it, but then the pin needs to be stacked in this specific condition, in this specific. And so if you need to stack the pin first, we need to let the pin pass through. But I think it's always the case. I think the pins always pass through. And so how do we detect that? We need to check the layer above it. How can I say? Or we say no. Sorry. So yeah, it could be a solution to actually stack the pin. If that's the case, end of the story. Would it be? If we stack the pin, problem is if we stack the pin and we need to paint at some point that corner or something over it, it's not gonna work because there may be a crystal over that. And so, but if there's a crystal over, yeah, if there's a crystal over that, yeah, so it's not a hat anymore. So we could just decide to stack to throw the pin when we detect that. So one of the way to do would be to just analyze the shape and have a with the indication of pre-pin, we also forward an indication of the first crystal layer from the top to the bottom. We can send that information. And so when we have that information arrive at the, when we decide, let me show you again. So here we have a logic for each corner. This is each corner have a logic and calculate some data that is specific to a corner. The pre-pin count, corner layer count, shape layer count, and if corner has crystal. Okay, so what we could do is also calculate the layer where the layer where the crystals start to appear from top to bottom. And so it would say that if could we do this now? We just say, so it's not so hard to calculate. It's exactly the same as what I did for the pre-pin count, but the difference is we just check all the corners for crystals. And actually we already know, yeah, we've already made something that can do that, detect if the shape has a crystal, and we could just, instead of sending yes or no, send the layer at which the shape has it. And then when we know that, we can calculate that like if, how can I say, like the all, like if the first, from top to bottom, if the first layer to have crystal is the current one or under, we just compare that value from the current one to under, from top to bottom, and then we decide that the pin needs to be stacked and not be postponed, even if the shape, but we could see something very dirty actually, like with a hole over that shape, and if we stack it, like the pin would be at the bottom, but the hat would be over it, and then it doesn't look like the shape is pushed, like is over the pin, but there would be a hole between the shape and the pin. There are many caveats, I think. And sometimes then it's better to not, you see, sometimes it's good to treat the shape as a hat, and sometimes it's good to treat the shape as a corner. Depends if there's a hole or not, and we're starting to enter like a spaghetti of conditions there. I don't know if I want to be committing for that. We'll see later. Right. Yes, so I wanted to talk about crystals. So there's this specific case, and then there's the case of holes, crystal holes. So let me put this one. So I want to show you something. It's a very special shape, very fancy shape. I wish I could see it better in the editor. I don't know why they didn't allow us to, like with to tweak this. It's hard to see. I'm trying to zoom to the maximum. Okay, so the question is, can we build this one even by hand? Okay, so what happens is we have a shape, on top of it we have a crystal, on top of it we have a shape, and on top of it we have a crystal. Okay, so what is the difference between a hole? How can I say? There's two types of holes. There are the holes made from adding a hat. If I remove the last layer of crystal, the blue crystals, then it's just a hat. It's fine. There's the crystal under, but it doesn't matter. We can just build a corner and then paint the red one using a mold around of level 2, and then we can add the shape over it. But if there's a crystal at the top over a hole, whatever the hole is, normally we will need to have crystals there to cut, okay, to get it. So basically we would fill the whole shape. This shape's not gonna really work because of course it needs to be like more CY. so that a cut can occur. And that's one of the way with the conditions, one of the way that we can detect that. So if the top crystal, if the top has crystal and there's a hole under, then you can only cut the crystal at the, it depends actually, but usually to make the hole, yeah, you will usually have, actually this one is not even cuttable. But it's doable by making two different sides, is it? No, this one is not buildable. Let me think. Because if we cut vertical, the left side falls. This one is not doable. We'd have to put like more crystal unsigned and uncolored. Now that I know that they are in an uncolored. Ah, yes, I had to implement that one true. So this one is still a crystal, so it's not doable. So see you. Okay. This one, is it doable? Not really. So what I wanted to come to by showing you that is because I found out that the holes that are made out of crystal can only be one in width, basically, as far as I know, because we will eventually need to cut, and that's the principle of getting that vertical hole. So we will need to cut like this, and to get the hole there, and then nothing can be, we can pin push, we can stack, but we can never paint again after we make the cut. And so my point was that we can, how can I say, this shape is not buildable because the hole under first is over 3. If I fill the gap, this one, would it be possible to make it? It would be possible to make it, I think. Just do that, put the red, and then cut, slice like this. But what I wanted to show you is that in the end, you cannot have a crystal over the crystal that you're breaking. That's the first thing. So you will always have a shape in the middle. So it limits the combinations. And also, eventually you're making halves. When we're breaking crystal, we're making halves. So we're considering the problem in matter of corner, hat, and halves. Let's wait for the save to finish. So now that we know that the holes, we can detect holes, we can find holes that have crystals over them, and then we consider that we need to use the other side to break it later. Okay, so in the end, it's not that complicated, but it's gonna be a lot more conditions. Like I said, I'm not sure I want to commit on that. So I would detect the holes that are crystal based, then probably detect which direction I should be making my slice based on the top. If we slice through a crystal, it's game over. So we always need to spin, and we how can I say, we need to consider the hole, and next to this hole we'll have 2 corners that we need to consider. So and when we choose one of the corner, we will see if we slice what it does. If we slice through a crystal, then it's gonna, we can cover the other side anyway to make it. It's not a big deal. Yeah, and eventually after that, we need to consider have another the machine build the opposite layer. Once we chose the rotation and we chose the cut, the time of cut always comes when the last crystal is made. So we detect when we build we pour the last crystal, and then we make the slice, and then anything that remain on the other side at the same top layer needs to be made as halves or corners as well. Remember, we cannot paint anymore once we cut, so that area is finished. At that time we can only stack, and for that one, well, we can do whatever we want. It's another half, so it has its own rule, and then we merge them together later. Can we have two holes down there? We could, but it's still the same. It's not a problem. If we have two holes there, then we will have two support there, or one support, one hole, one hole. No, it cannot be a hole. It always needs to be, how can I say? Yeah. It can be hole, yeah, and or support. Anyway, when we find a hole, we put the crystal on the other side. We use the mold to cover the hole there. We use a mold and shapes to cover that area. And then after that, we get the final shape to the last layer that contains crystal. Then we top whatever is over that layer. And what else? Yeah. And then handle the other side, which is not a problem in itself. I mean, it's a half, so we can handle it as the same. We find out where is the topmost crystal, and then we can just build up like a separate shape, no problem, all the way up to the last shape that doesn't contain crystal. And anyway, in the machine we made, any shape that doesn't contain crystal is going to be part of a hat. The only thing that I'm considering, I think it will work. Okay, so it's doable, but it will probably take several hours to stabilize such solution, and also it will mean pre-calculating some value like I did with the pins and etc. I think having a crystal machine that handles nearly 99.99% of the cases would take, I don't know, maybe the pin system, maybe 2 hours is done, and for the other whole system is more complex. And what will take a lot of time is to broadcast that information. I would say that it would maybe take 15-20 hours to finish. Yeah, easily, including all the boilerplate. Okay, let's have a look at the different shapes we're making now. So this one. What happened to you, my poor friend? Yeah, okay, I didn't double check all that, so I did that one. I got the green. Okay, then it spins, then we get the green blue. Looks good to me. Okay. Spin, we get that part. We should get that part as well. Why is it blue? It's supposed to be teal. Only teal. Okay. Or by accident is double blue sometimes? No. Maybe there was some liquid remaining there. Anyway, we still have one little problem. We get these two pieces here. We bring them together. So this one's top right, and this one's bottom right after rotation. We should just have done nothing. Top left. Oh no, yeah. This one is top right, and this one is top left. So we need to rotate this one counterclockwise. So this one. Bottom left, top right. Correct. Okay, and it's already, if we do like this, it's already in the right direction. Let's just check something. There's something fishy somewhere, no? Let's just make sure everything flows non-stop. This adds a trash bin to the way. What are we getting? What? What? Wait. No, it should be okay. Yes, correct. It took some time, but it's correct. And then we just add it with a rotation. Yes, that's all. Should be good. Saving. Let's see the stats. What are we getting? Yeah, because the other ones are train based. Money here should have some pin under. Oh. We're supposed to have some pins there. Pin number 2. And pin number 4. I don't have any pin pass-through. Okay. The layer is only 3. Yes. That's correct. But not to add it. To let it pass there. And the 2 first machines should be done. Let's see. Yep, this one's delivering. What about that one? That one's done as well. Let me see the speed. Are we capped? Yeah, we capped. I'm fine with that. What about this one? Are we capped? Not really. Maybe because some of them are not good. Some of them have issues. What happened there? Oh, what's that? Why are we stacking crystals exactly? Tell me. Especially a shape that's finished already. Still, some of them don't have any crystal. Okay, this time is a good one. Okay, no, it's normal, but thought it was broken. Okay, let's check about making some I think I have some white somewhere. One of the shape use white. The one we're making right now use a lot of white. So if I mix, right? No, blue. So wrong one. Is that one talking about? So since we have white, Whew. Let's put a painter. I never built a painter, there was one thing. Okay, painter is 2. Alright, I know, it's a mixer that I'm interested in. I don't believe I made any mixer, like a standalone mixer. Mixer. Color mixer. Okay. Ah, it's the thing directly. Okay. Let's put a square so we have some space. So if I put this one in here. Item like 10. No. What's up? A problem of quantity, maybe. Is it? Get the black. Or maybe if you paint a shape in white and then you paint it in black, you get own colors. Not for kids. Coca. Coca. Sorry, I have a cat on my table. Anyway, busy saving. Black and black became black. About black and white. Could there be uncolored crystal? Second shape already a problem. Oh. Looks like uncolored, right? Uncolored. What are crystals? So are we able to uncolor the shapes now? It's not a problem for shapes in our MAM, but we need to improve the we need yet another condition to make the uncolored. Damn. Okay, I'm going to stop this video. It's about 3 hours. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to change my main component, which is this one. So in this one, we have, we're making white here and black here. So I'm gonna move it down a bit. The uncolored color is here, if I'm not mistaken. So if it's uncolored, we're gonna mix these two. And yeah, input it to the find a way to bring it there. Starts to be complicated. So that we can transmit the uncolored color. So that we can make crystals in the machines. All right. See you next video. Next video will be would be about probably the last video on this classic hard mode. I'm just gonna make sure that all the operator shapes are being delivered and increasing, which is from what I see, I'm pretty confident it does. Okay, just before we cut, let's just confirm everything. This one's over. This one's over. Is it at full speed? Nearly. Yeah, it is at full speed. Okay, that one is still not okay for some reason. What's up? Okay, we just need to add the white ones first and then the black later. It's just a swap. I'm gonna do that. And finally, the most complicated shape is done, and it's nearly at full speed, not 100%. You should have a look. But yeah, it's passing. Okay, see you next video.